How is it going, everybody? Welcome to 2022. Yeah, it's been 2022 for like almost a month, and I'm saying welcome to 2022. But hey, it's better than 2021, huh? So, 2021 was a really weird year for cubing, and especially cubing hardware. The main reason is that everything was 3x3. It was the year of the 3x3 instead of the year of the chicken or the elephant or whatever they have in China. I can't remember what all of them are. But anyways, this year was just completely the year of the 3x3. I mean, tons of 3x3 world records being broken, and like a bunch of new 3x3 releases from old companies, new companies, companies that came back from the dead, and then also some new innovations in 3x3, specifically maglev. You know, this video was originally supposed to be me reacting to my cube predictions for 2021 and talking about what I got right, what I got wrong, and what I think the predictions for 2022 are going to be. But I got so many of those wrong that I don't really want to do that. It would just be like wrong, 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 wrong. In fact, the only thing I really got solidly right, which is really funny, is the Tornado V2, which I put in this category of being a very long shot, like very low chance of that happening. But it happened. And you know what else is a long shot? If the Tornado V2 actually had corner gutting. So, since I got basically everything wrong on my cube predictions for 2021 video, I'm instead going to be giving three main takeaways that I got from this year's hardware being basically the year of the 3x3. The first main thing to come about of this year of the 3x3 was a lot of new manufacturers and a couple manufacturers coming back from the dead. So, for example, let's take MS Cube and Peak Cube, which were both new company startups. MS Cube was actually started by a GAN designer who left GAN and started his own thing. And so those were a couple new ones, and then also you had two companies coming back from the dead that I don't think anyone would have predicted. Maru and Diansheng. Like, what? And also Cuber's Home, even though they're not really a manufacturer, they're more like a modding service, also came back after being like pretty much gone since magnets actually started being mass produced in cubes. Because if you guys don't know, Cuber's Home used to be a company that would like magnetize cubes that were unmagnetized, but now literally every cube has magnets. So instead, they've been focusing on maglev and core magnets, which I'll talk about later. So this was kind of interesting to see all these new companies start up and a couple old companies basically start over as new companies. But the problem was these manufacturers, their cubes pretty much scaled from, I mean, it's okay to, you're sure this isn't a repackaged Guanlong. Clearly, these companies aren't going to get it right on their first try. And I mean, Moyu, Qi, GAN, they didn't either, you know? Although they were working in a slightly less crowded market for cubes. So I'm actually really excited to see where these companies go in the future. I hope they don't just give up because some of their cubes got negative reviews. I think they have the potential to be really good in a couple years and actually compete with Moyu, Qi, and GAN for most people to actually buy their cubes. The second main takeaway from this year was the introduction, or should I say reintroduction, of maglev into cubes. Maglev was developed by Chris Tran quite a while ago, actually, but at the time people dismissed it as merely a novelty and not very practical, and nobody really thought it would ever be used in manufactured cubes. But now we fast forward to 2021, and these manufacturers just randomly start putting it into all of their cubes. Moyu and GAN, I think even Qi, and maybe even some of these startup companies I talked about earlier, they introduced it into their cubes, which is interesting to me. You know, I haven't really gotten to try a proper maglev cube. I tried one of my friends' RS3M 2021, but I didn't get to try it for a while, and he didn't really know how to set up a cube because he was not really like a fast speed cube or anything. He averaged like 2 minutes. But yeah, I think the idea of maglev is interesting. I still need to try it a little more to form my opinion of whether it's really worth the price bump from, you know, companies bumping up their prices because, oh, it has maglev, so therefore we can charge more. GAN especially took this, and now their cubes are almost $80, which is just crazy. But anyways, I just still need to try it a little more extensively to figure out, is it really worth it? Does it really change the cube that much? Is it really the future of cubing hardware to have maglev in every single cube? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, for those who don't know anything about maglev, it's when instead of springs in a cube, you have repelling magnets that keep the tension. Yeah. Weird. And the third and final takeaway from this year, being the year of the 3x3, is a couple companies that we thought were on the rise by the end of 2020 that now look to be just completely dead. So let's first talk about Diane. Diane was obviously a cube manufacturer that just dominated from like in the early 2010s, and then they died off and they didn't make any cubes or like actual WCA cubes that were good for a while. Then they came back with the Tengyun V2. They made the Guhong V4, which was great, except it broke all the time on people. But by the end of 2020, we were like, yeah, Diane's making a comeback. And then for some reason, they did absolutely nothing in 2021. Like, I can't even remember a single WCA release that they made. I think they might have made a 2x2. Like, that's it. Like, come on, man. I thought you were, like, coming back to being, like, relevant again. But no, you're just dead again because you didn't make any cubes. And even YJ also surprised us by basically doing nothing in 2021. YJ had a monster year in 2020. They released basically the entire 4 through 7 line. They at least finished it, which is like really good. I use all of them for my mains, but they basically did nothing in 2021. They released a new 3x3 really late in the year, the Evo, and it's gotten mixed reviews. I mean, it's all right, but YJ has still yet to nail a good 3x3. But I'm just kind of perplexed because they had so much momentum and everyone was just going crazy about how YJ was making these affordable, consistent, great cubes, and then they just didn't make any. I don't know. I'm confused. Well, I mean, I guess they made the MGC Square one, but that was confirmed way before the start of 2021, and it released early into 2021, and I don't really want to count it because by all intents and purposes, the hype was over for it before 2020 ended. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got out of this year's cubing hardware. Certainly interesting to watch this year of the 3x3 unfold. I'm curious to see what happens next year. I think it's going to be a lot different. I think we're actually going to start seeing side events come out from major companies again. I'm curious to follow these new up-and-coming companies and also the ones that are sort of coming back to see if they start becoming more relevant again and, you know, actually make some really solid cubes. I don't think they would have ever gotten it right on their first try. Basically, no company does. So I hope they don't quit, and I hope they continue to make cubes. But yeah, this was quite a weird year for cubing, you know. Competition's being back, but like also not back. Lots of 3x3 releases, quite a few 3x3 world records. World record almost being sub 5 now. Still, Yu Shangdu's record hasn't been broken. Yeah, it was a weird year. Anyways, that's about it from this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later. Peace out.